Well, it looks like we are going in again. I don't think we're going to be finding a party this time, as of course we have a new article by foreignpolicy.com talking about how the next Israel-Iran war is coming, either sometimes this August or till December, as of course we have been telling you that this conflict has not officially ended. We are in a temporary ceasefire, and of course tensions are set to get hyperbolically insane throughout the Middle East, as we have some very interesting news about Trump's peace plan with Azerbaijan and Armenia, which really are highlighting how there is a bigger military buildup for this potential conflict that, of course, has been in the works for quite a while. All of this is happening and unfolding with major developments happening right now in Gaza as well, and we will be doing our best to try to get into all of that and a lot more when it comes to the geopolitical foreign policy developments of the United States in this particular video. And if you appreciate these type of nuanced conversations, subscribe. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. As of course, let's just get right into it, as it looks like we are on the precipice of one war ending. And as soon as that happens, there's going to be another one that starts. That's usually how it works. Let's just be honest with ourselves. That's how American foreign policies works. That's how American intelligence agencies work. That's how you continue the flow of drug trafficking and human trafficking. The powers that be always need a perpetual conflict out there. And what better way to, of course, achieve it than, of course, starting it up once one ends. And again, Alex Jones is talking about this is the end of the Ukrainian war, leaving us in a very dangerous, peculiar situation, as it might be the start of a new one. And that's usually how things work, because right before we had the war in Ukraine, we had the war in Afghanistan end. And then there was no excuse for the military-industrial complex, the Pentagon, and the intel agencies to do all of their little shadowy, secretive operations and organizations, as some people even go as far as to believe that we have to have a number of human sacrifices to appease some interdimensional overlords. Now, that's a theory that some people have here, but with the way that things are going, it would be more of a rational explanation than arguing for kind of American hegemony, which our foreign policy, I would argue, is doing the exact opposite of. Okay? When you look at the moves and decisions that America has made ever since 2001, they don't benefit the American people. They destroy the American economy. They shatter our civil liberties, our little bit of remaining privacy that we have here, that the state gobbles up in an excuse to keep us safe from the bad guys that we were secretly financing, funding, and calling freedom fighters a few years before that. So yeah, I would say this type of foreign policy endeavor, especially with the huge national debt that we are in, these kind of sanctions that only empower our enemies like India and China, just don't make sense. It doesn't add up. Us going into the Middle East and saying, yeah, we're going to bomb the crap. We're going to spend $2 billion of American taxpayer dollars specifically on making sure that a country isn't held accountable for their actions. And that country is a country that you can't criticize in the United States, because if you do, you're going to face the FBI, the DOJ, investigating you. If you filed paperwork to become a citizen here, you're going to get it denied. And it's leading to a very kind of weird situation, to the point where the Trump administration literally just a few days ago said, hey, you want hurricane disaster fund? You want Homeland Security funds to fight terrorism in your state? You better stop people in your state from being able to boycott Israeli products. You better pledge allegiance to this country if you want Homeland Security funds to fight terrorism and to have as hurricane disaster relief funds. You want that? Yeah, pledge allegiance to this country. And everyone's like, wait, what? This is just so weird. This is just so strange here. As of course, right now, the world is looking at what is happening inside of Gaza, and there are a lot of protests. Major protests in places like Australia, even in places like Japan. You never would expect major protest against Israel in Japan. It's happening, which is wild here, as many countries have announced that they will be soon recognizing the state of Palestine. And the United States is like, what? How dare you? And I'm like, why is it our business? Can we stay out of it? As globally, a lot of people are looking at the United States, and our reputation is tarnished by the president of the United States and this administration giving Bibi Netanyahu a blank check. Now, he's running to the bank with that blank check and cashing it in. And right now, we are talking about a full-scale invasion and occupation of Gaza that is in the works right now, as there's major troop movements from foreign countries and foreign states like Egypt and Saudi Arabia. There's also the elimination of Palestinian journalists that were working for Al Jazeera recently. That has sparked up a lot of these global protests, as people are saying there's no excuse for taking out 4 Al Jazeera staff in Gaza, as the list of journalists that were impacted by this conflict keeps growing. And for me, there's no excuse for that personally. All of this as now, hey, it's not just Gaza. And again, I made sure I said a couple days ago on this channel, look, they're going to do the Gaza thing. As soon as they're done with the Gaza thing, they're going to do the Iran thing. And then, of course, Yemen. And then, of course, Lebanon. And then, of course, Syria. And then we laid out the plan of how things will work out here. And if you appreciate our kind of hindsight here in all of this, check out our store, thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Before talking about Iran and the next kind of war that's going to be sparking up here, which we kind of told you was going to spark up here. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing right now that says No More War, we made this shirt specifically right after the United States started bombing Iran. This one is in blue. It's available here on the website. That's the black version of it. And again, you could get it in black. You could get it in white. And it's only $30 for the long sleeves. And then we have a lot of other really funny ones. I have to order my women's sports one, which I think is a little hilarious here. But I still live in a world where I think our voices matter, whether it's demonstrations, whether it's protests, whether it's us voicing concern online. I think there are a lot of bots that are being used by a lot of foreign governments, and that's clear. But you can't bot someone representing an idea in the streets, at the supermarket, at the park, at the beach. And this is why I created thebestpoliticalshirts.com, because I originally was censored. And after being censored, I said, you know what? You took away my monetization. You're censoring my channel. I'm going to make it. So, because I'm stubborn. I'm a Slavic man. I'm like, that's it. We're launching a t-shirt store, and we're getting all these messages out there. And again, our shirts are reasonably priced. They are not, exuberantly priced. I mean, it's just what we can. So this mainly supports getting the message out there and doing your own lazy form of activism, which I can't recommend enough because it does matter. This administration has been listening, sometimes more than others, specifically when it comes to a lot of issues. But this administration has been listening to the people out there online, and our voices do matter. And that's one reason why I think you should get a shirt on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Again, lots of really funny shirts, lots of really great ways to spark up conversations. This is one of my favorite ones that I like wearing at the airport. I have some nice conversations with people after wearing this at the airport. So I can't recommend it enough. Get the shirts, thebestpoliticalshirts.com. The link is down in the description below, and it supports us from being able to grow and become a bigger independent media organization. All of this is happening as even Grok is not immune to being suspended here and censored, as Grok was suspended for saying that, quote, Israel is committing genocide. As Kyle Kalinske said, this stuff is hell world stuff, man. We're so cooked here. And it does look like that's the case here, and why Grok was suspended from the own platform that it was created by. That right here is a little bit weird, a little bit wild, to say the least here, as now we're kind of wondering, whoa, okay. As Bibi has been specifically making the rounds, talking to a lot of influencers here in the United States, preparing and selling them this idea of war. War is great. We got to do what we got to do. You got to support us. He's been doing press conferences. He's been taking some hard questions. And then he goes on a lot of the softball kind of pre-organized, pre-orchestrated type of Nelk Boys podcast here. And they only do a pushback against him because of his taste for Burger King. That was really hard-hitting news there, boys. As right now we have this article by foreignpolicy.com. The next Israel-Iran war is coming, and that's exactly what we told you was going to happen. Our time frame is different than theirs, but it makes sense because I said in about 2 years. In about 2 years, the Ayatollah is gone. That was my time frame. I was like, this war is going to spark up again. After the 12-day war, and again, the Israelis came out and said, yeah, we're going to remain to have air superiority over the region, and we're going to bomb Iran whenever we want. And the United States came out and said, yeah, we're going to bomb Iran anytime we want to. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like an end. That sounds like we're going to come back and, quote, finish the job here. There's a Times of Jerusalem article with one person writing an op-ed saying Trump didn't go far enough. Trump was supposed to bomb Iran for a week. He only did it once, and then he told the world to stop, and he told Bibi to stop, and then Bibi just did one more bomb after Trump directly told him to stop. And according to one of these opinion artists on the Times of Jerusalem, they are now holding old documents over Trump and punishing him because he didn't go far enough. Now, right after this 12-day war, the Iranians came out and said, yeah, we still got nukes. Yeah, we're still working on nukes. You guys didn't do anything to us. And now the verdict is out about their kind of capabilities here, as the United States spent a lot of resources, along with the resources of the German government and the British government, along with the Saudi Arabian government, the Jordanese government, trying to stop Iranian ballistic missiles. They were not successful in doing that, which highlights a scenario and situation where a lot of people are kind of looking at this 12-day war and being like, okay, well, there's a lot more to the capabilities of the Iranians that they previously didn't know about. Now, probably the Israelis took their assessment from it all and be like, okay, they're capable of this. This is how many missiles. We spent about $2 billion of American taxpayer dollars defending us. The British missile defense systems didn't work here. The American worked sometimes here. We had the satellite kind of missile defense systems from the United States work pretty good here. Okay, now the British ships off the coast here worked, and they're kind of analyzing everything. But the end and the overthrow of the Iranian state and regime change is what they're after. And again, they started like, no regime change. We don't want regime. And then they're like, okay, we want regime change. We have to understand right now, the Iranian government is holding a lot of its scientists under very top layer of protection. As right now, the Israelis previously launched a sneak attack going after a lot of their top scientists. But now, as foreignpolicy.com writes, both countries' strategic calculus suggests it would even be more violent. Yep. Why? Because everyone knows the assessments, knows the capabilities, knows what other countries are capable of. And this is why the Iranians, right after this 12-day war allegedly ended, went straight to the Chinese. They were pissed off at the Russians. The Russians were like, yeah, we're not getting involved here. The Russians and Israelis also have very long, extensive ties. Bibi and Putin have been on the phone extensively all last week, probably talking about this situation. As foreignpolicy.com writes, Israel is likely to launch another war with Iran before December, perhaps even as early as late August. Iran is expecting and preparing for the attack. It played the long game in the first war, pacing its missiles attacks as it anticipated a protracted conflict. In the next round, however, Iran is likely to strike decisively from the outset, aiming to dispel any notion that it can be subdued under the Israeli military dominance. As a result, the coming war will likely be far bloodier than the first. If United States President Donald Trump caves to Israeli pressure again and joins the fight, the United States could face a full-blown war with Iran that will make Iraq look easy by comparison. And I agree with those assessments here. Israel's June war was never solely about Iran's nuclear program. Rather, it was about shifting the balance of power in the Middle East. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, no. All the people are like, stop being panicking. There is just the nuclear weapons. And I'm like, you guys don't pay attention to what's going on here at all, do you? Or you're just being bought off. Or you're just paid shills. A lot of people turn out to be paid shills. And it was disgusting. It was disgusting to see. People were like, the nuclear weapon. I'm like, no, it's not. That wasn't the argument. That wasn't how it played out in Libya. That's not how it played out in Iraq. That's not how it played out in Syria. All right? Syria, he has chemical weapons of mass destruction. Libya, he has weapons of mass destruction. Iraq, he has weapons of mass destruction. Bibi even said, Iraq has nuclear weapons. It's not about nuclear weapons. It was never about nuclear weapons. It's about dominance. It's about reshaping the Middle East in the vision of a greater Israel. Let's just be honest with ourselves. And that's what they're after, and that's what they're going to be achieving, and they're going to be doing that. Specifically, what is going to be happening now with Lebanon and the disarming of Hezbollah that the Lebanese government agreed to. Especially what will be happening with the Druze area inside of Syria, which probably will have Israel take over all of the south of Syria. And now with this fall of Iran, there's going to be just propelled absolutely insane sectarian violence, vacuum of powers that the Israelis will take advantage of. And this is their kind of plan here because they understand. Kick up the beehive, destroy it. And then once everyone's fighting amongst themselves, just like they are in Syria, come and take the land. And that's what they did. And that's the doctrine that the United States is saying, yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, we'll support it. We'll pay for it. Why not? Yeah, here's a credit card. BB, here, baby, take the credit card. Yeah. And it's kind of a sugar daddy type of relationship. Donald Trump's the sugar daddy. Israel's the sugar baby. Sugar baby's getting a lot. Sugar daddy's not even getting a wank. All right? The sugar daddy's getting disrespected. And he still continues to pay the bills of the sugar baby. What are you doing? How does that make sense? Right? You're supposed to be a prideful, egotistical man. You're getting disrespected by your sugar baby. Why are we... And it's not even a credit card. It's not even your money. It's my money. Why are you taking my money and giving it to your sugar baby? That disrespects you. That talks back to you. You say one thing, they're like, don't do it. Sugar baby, don't do it. Sugar baby, don't drop those bombs. You better stop. Don't drop that dude. Don't drop it. We're dropping it. Screw you, sugar daddy. What? Here's more. What? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand them. Listen, it's only going to get crazier from here. Thomas Massey came out and said, in no way, shape, or form should we participate in the next act of war if Israel carries it out. Yes, yeah. 100%. Don't embolden. Don't pay for the war. But guess what? Donald Trump's probably going to do something else. Now, a lot of people are responding to this saying, could we just not? Could we just stop? Like, we were told one and done. No. Oh, you panicking. You see? There's peace. There's peace in the world. Doesn't look like there's peace in the Middle East, in Syria, Gaza, Lebanon, with the Houthis, with Iran. All right, it's one and done. He's out. He's not going to do it again. Well, it looks like we're going back in again. And it makes sense, especially because everyone's preparing for it. And it's going to happen within a span of 2 years. And I want to be a little bit more cautious because I came out with this way before foreignpolicy.com came out with this. Foreign Policy came out with this now. My assessment, everything I'm looking at, 2 years. They're like 6 months. Okay. They narrowed it down. I still think it's going to be on a longer time frame personally. Okay. Now, this is not going to be good here. As of course, now we have the war of the intelligence agencies, the spying wars, the hacking wars, cyber attacks, cyber warfare that all of us are involved in. Iran just said it arrested 21,000 suspects after the 12-day war with Israel. As of course, they have a number of spies that are usually illegal immigrants in their countries. So they're deporting a whole bunch of illegal immigrants in their country, and they're trying to make sure that any potential spy isn't in the country, as of course the spying intelligence operations connected with the U.S. intelligence that launched the sneak surprise attack with the Donald Trump disinformation campaign. Surprisingly, caught them off guard here, and that was the whole plan. Now, Iran also is threatening Trump after his peace deal with Azerbaijan and Armenia. Why is that? Because if you look at the peace deal, right, the deal, the negotiation now has a designated place for U.S. forces that are just very conveniently on the border of northern Iran. Yeah, you heard that correctly. So Azerbaijan and Armenia were fighting. Donald Trump says, we're going to do a peace deal. A part of that peace deal, we're going to take our troops here, and we're going to put them along the corridor, right on Iran's doorsteps. Huh, how convenient. As people are asking, how will Iran respond to Trump putting troops literally on the north of its border in a corridor? How will they respond? The Iranians are pissed. Iranians like, this is the country that just bombed us, and now they're going to place troops above us. As Iran is issuing warnings, but that's all they could really do here. The Russians that they helped out so much, they're not really helping them out anymore. Saudi Arabia and Israel doing a lot of weapons trading and dealing with. As listen, the strategy here: coalesce with the Sunnis, go after the Shiites, start sectarian violence, start a huge vacuum of power. Bada bing, bada boom. We got the perfect excuse to come on in and take up whatever we want after the massive layers of destruction. That's the plan here. If you think I'm wrong, let me know why down in the comment section below. Speak your mind. Be bold. Be brave. Get a t-shirt on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Truly, you raise a lot of eyebrows. It's fun. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.